So what I'm doing is, so my guess is it's actually pretty simple, and I'm overthinking it, but we'll see. So what I'm trying to do, Richard, is I'm making it's a double door, and I'm trying to have it sort of open up flush into a hallway panel that I will build out to meet it. So basically what it needs to do is, as it opens, this pair of double doors, as it opens, it needs to sit flush with the jamb. How am I doing on explaining it so far?
I understand. Yeah, it sounds like what you're describing is what we call a pocket application, and it is not a sliding door that goes into a wall. It's the more technically correct application. Pocket, easy, yeah. So no problem. You just need the right hardware for doing a pocket.
And what I have found is, so I don't know if the thickness of the door matters.
It does.
It is 1 3/4. The doors are 1 3/4, the double doors. And what I'm sort of keep finding myself at is 3/4 inch offset pivots.
Well, I mean, that's fine, but you're really going to have, when you get the door to 90, you're really going to have to build the wall out a lot to get
not as much as you think. It's a pretty narrow hallway.
Well, to the point, that's the wrong hardware. I think especially when you look at a Harmon hinge or a proper pocket door hinge, because it solves the problem without you having to build it out very much. A pivot,
but the jamb is still going to be where the jamb is, right?
Well,
and the owners want it flush with the jamb when it's open. So I can't go too far in because the jamb is still going to be there.
Yeah, but when you take a door hung on a typical offset pivot and you rotate it to 90 degrees, that door is still scooching into the opening.
Is it?
Of course it is. If you have access to not even something like AutoCAD, but some hardware like that, draw a couple of basic geometric objects and then rotate the object off of that vertical axis of pivot, and you'll see, oh yeah. So how do I know this? One way I know it is ADA compliance requires 32-inch clear opening. So, but that's when the door is at 90 degrees. So you've got to actually open the door to 90, then measure the actual clear opening, which is like in a typical hollow metal application, it's the soffit all the way over to the door, because the door is actually encroaching into the clear opening. A 3/4 offset
on a normal hinge, the entire thickness of the door plus a little bit. Right.
Well, not exactly, but yes, a lot of the door is scooching, is encroaching into the space. So in our mind's eye, when we have that door open to 90 on a 3/4 offset pivot, and then we are standing there and we turn, let's say, clockwise 90 degree and now face the wall, you've got to build out that wall a lot to come flush. When it turns out there is a piece of hardware that will allow you to build that out even less. And given a narrow hallway, you probably want every half inch is going to really matter.
Well, I'm certainly open to that. Right now, what the situation is there is and I really appreciate you talking about it, Richard. I have a rough opening for a pair of double hung doors. They're pretty small. They're like 17 inches wide. They're 6/8. Nothing special. And so they can only be about 30. The opening itself can only be about 34 inches because the doors have to meet when they close. So getting a wider opening isn't realistic, isn't helpful for this application, if that makes sense. And so, however it opens, the goal for me is for the hardware is, I'm going to build a jamb, and then as I open it, the door sits flush with that jamb, and then I'll build out the pocket, you know, as far as it needs to be built out. For the record, I talked them out. I tried talking them out of this because I thought the hallway was too narrow, but they said they want it, so that's what we're doing.
Well, I mean, frankly, you know, you already are determined on what the application is going to use, and it will work. I would add, however, if you were being graded on an exam, I would take points off because you didn't use the best choice.
And tell me what you think the best choice is.
I will. It's called a pocket hinge, also known 150 years ago as a Harmon hinge.
I know the Harmon hinge.
In my website.
And I am on your website right now, so any place you direct me, I can take a look.
Yeah. Type in this. Bear with me. I've got to find it. Now, the best choice, we're not taking into account cost, difficulty of installation. We don't care about that right now.
Okay.
All right. So in my website, enter the caret. It's the character above the 6, the little up arrowhead.
Yes.
Then type in 91105F as in Foxtrot, then hit enter.
Enter. It is loading. Give me 1 second. Yeah, Ed, what's up? Fast. All right. I see the pocket pivot hinge.
Okay, so click on that.
Uh-huh.
And then scroll down, and on the right side, there's a document called Template for Wood Doors. I don't know why we have it weird. You have to rotate it. Now, you know where you see these? And you've walked through them many times. You're going to always see them in hospitals because they need the door out of the opening because they're rushing through there with heavy equipment.
Right.
That's a Harmon hinge. That's an example of it.
They are trying to. I looked at the Harmon hinge. The things that they didn't like about the Harmon hinge, the cost is because it sounds like it'll come out to something like $2.5 grand for the hinges because I'm assuming 3 on each door.
Depends on the width and weight of the door, but those doors are used for. You might be able to get away with 2. It would depend on.
Okay, so maybe 2. Okay, fair enough. So if it's 2, it's
still a fortune. The real obstacle is, if they're creating a bespoke opening in their home, cost is part of it. The real trick is finding someone.
Yeah, I'm certainly open to pushing them that way, but they are trying to, we're at the end of the project, and you know how it is. The other thing that they didn't necessarily like about it, that I don't know if I agree with, is that the hinge is visible the whole time. Excuse me.
Well, name one that's not that we've discussed. You're going to see the pivot all the time.
Is that right? If we did like a pivot that sits on top and bottom of the door.
Well, in your applications, the doors are held open all the time. You're only going to see them when the doors are closed. And if the doors are held open all the time, yes, you'll see that pocket pivot all the time. Now, and
where does if we do that, where is the hardware visible if the door is closed or open? I didn't follow it.
On your offset pivot idea, you'll see, depending on the pivot, you would really only see most of the pivot when the door is closed. However, on your 3/4 offset, when you open the door and you look up, you're going to see the hardware in the header. Which, who's going to stand there and look up?
Right. Yeah, right.
And then on the pocket hinges, you'll always see those when the doors are open.
Yeah, and I know, and they are beautiful, no question about that.
Well, they're there to solve a problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That,
Yes.
and your application is kind of that, but you're not rushing through there with 150 pounds of human being on a
No.
100-pound cart. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, correct. So
I would probably not. What 3/4 offset pivot did you consider?
I did not get to a specific one.
Okay.
I saw that you all stocked them. I was doing I was just like searching around. I saw that you all stocked them. I was like, okay, I feel like this is the direction I'm going to be going. I need to talk to a real person.
Yeah, it's.
I was looking at Rixson or Ives or Dormicaba.
I wouldn't use any of them. If it was my house, I would use ABH. Same concept, just less costly. However, you could go with a same concept, an offset pivot, but they make them smaller where they are just simply more delicate in their presence. Anything by the 4 manufacturers we just mentioned, it's going to be what you see on a commercial door.
Sure. Yeah, and okay, what are some more residential applications, little guys?
Yeah, so you may be able to make work all right, hang on. So first of all, in my website, type in CP10, CP10.
Say it one more. EP10?
Charlie Papa 10.
Charlie Papa 10. Okay.
And scroll down to Rockwood.
Okay.
Now, so forget the price.
I'm at Rockwood.
I wouldn't suggest the Rockwood item. ABH makes a version of this that's half the cost. The point of the idea is that it is a more petite version of the option that you're already thinking of. Okay. So you can stare at that. Then another possible option would be in the search box top center, type PH60, Papa Hotel 60. Again, same concept, far less costly, and elegant, petite, and you're not going to see much of that. Your idea, just on a smaller scale, because you're not swinging a 140-pound door.
Yeah, that one actually looks, and so that the L bracket that's shown, that is the bottom.
Well, it's the bottom and the top.
It's they mirror each other.
Yeah. You have to have 2 of those of what's shown.
Okay. All right.
I like SOSS hinges. The problem with that is you will see the hinges when the doors are open.
Yeah, and I think these ones are going to be open just about all the time.
Yeah.
So the Deltana PH60 looks like I see an instruction. What I'm looking for is sort of how to what degree does it do I need to be concerned with, like, as I'm ordering like a 3/4 inch offset, does the thickness of the door come into play? I'm not going to manipulate the door. I'm not going to put any trim additionally on the door, any paneling or anything like that.
Well, everything matters. But at the end of the day, if you were to think about the back set of how far into the 1 3/4 thick door you mortise, you can play with that. Set another way, the imaginary line, the vertical axis of pivot, right through the top pivot, right that pivot point, the actual datum, the origin, all the way down. You can play with that. It does not have to be 3/4 off the face of the door, or whatever the pivot calls for.
Right.
You can tweak that back and forth. And in fact, I do it all the time when I have a 1 3/4 thick door that the client's now got some chair rail on or some really weird,
Right.
weird
then you got to
thickness
tweak it a little bit.
space that you want to get the door to 180, and I'll use 1.5 inches offset, even though the door is scooched all the way back and a lot of the knuckles hanging off. So yeah,
and that makes sense to me in theory. Do you have any any resources that I could sort of look at to sort of wrap my head around what needs to change in order, if I want to get X, I have to tweak Y, that sort of thing.
That's my legal middle name. That's me jumping into AutoCAD, telling you, okay, here you've got the hardware, and here's how we tweak it. Give me some dimensions, and then when you rotate an object in a piece of hardware like AutoCAD, it's I use my VCarve, my Aspire CAD/CAM software to do it as well. It's like, oh gosh, I know exactly where I have to mortise this.
Yeah.
So using software to visualize it, either you doing it or me doing it, is so helpful. And it's so, you need a year one architectural student if you don't know how to do it. But that's just whatever. I mean, you need somebody who's used something AutoCAD Lite, or some software like that. I just happen to use AutoCAD Lite because, boy, it does everything I need. And it's a service that I would provide you. There's no doubt. You buy the hardware from me, I'll spend the 10 minutes and make the drawing. It's not a problem. Well, it's only 10 minutes.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right, that's great. At this point, it looks like the Deltana PH60 is enough. If you disagree with that, I'm certainly open to it. My main priority is not keeping the price down. My main priority is making a product that works.
So absolutely elegance. It's Frank Lloyd Wright. It's got to work right. It's got to look right. The bottom line is, how heavy is the door? We need an actual number to be comfortable. But at the end of the day, all of that weight is sitting on earth, right? The pivot's sitting on the floor. So you really, because those doors are so narrow, you don't have a cantilever action happening. So, I think you're...
And I'm actually here with a door right now, 16x70.
Oh, God. Don't even bother. Stop. It's good.
That's what I mean.
You're fine.
It's a little guy.
Yeah, you're 6 pounds per foot. Okay, fine. 1670, 7642 plus another 50% of that, so you're at 64 pounds. It's a day in the life for that pivot.
Okay. So would you agree that at this point that the Deltana PH60 is a sufficient solution?
Absolutely. It's
great.
I would not hesitate personally to use that, given the weight and the width of the door. If that changes, then it's a different answer.
No, it won't change. Okay, great. Then what I'm going to do, Richard, is I'm going to get a finish from the client, because now that I have a little bit, I can show them something. I'll get the finish, but then I would love to get it, drawn up on exactly where I need to screw in X to get pivot Y.
That would be step 3. Step 1 is finish from your client. Step 2 is ordering it from me. Step 3 is me creating that drawing.
Great.
Yeah.
All right, great. I will work on getting a finish, and then I'll get it ordered. Is it best to order it on the website?
It really doesn't matter. I mean, we do it the same way you do. You're more than welcome to call. It doesn't, however you want to do it, verbal or on the computer.
Maybe I'll call. I'm enjoying the conversation, and looks like, is it okay? Awesome. I will work on that, and I really appreciate your help, Richard. I've been working on it for a few days now, and thanks, man. I will. Have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.